India's premier spiritual destinations operate on a massive scale. Sites like Kashi Vishwanath or Vaishno Devi are practically cities unto themselves, built with immense infrastructure to process millions of visitors every single year. But that scale comes with a specific reality. You have to navigate rigid systems, stand in miles of bamboo barricades, and share your spiritual moment with a deafening volume of people. For the conventional pilgrim, this is a fair trade. You accept the overwhelming crowds because you get predictable logistics, paved roads, and guaranteed access to a major, renowned deity. Then there is the alternative. Scattered across the country are underrated, highly mysterious temples that strip away the protective layer of tourist infrastructure. In return, they offer deep solitude and natural phenomena you cannot find on the main circuits. Escaping the crowds requires a direct trade-off. You are swapping logistical convenience for physical exertion, complex navigation, and a willingness to step entirely off the grid. If you are looking to step off the main path, you likely fit into one of three distinct traveler profiles: the scenic seeker, the ritual optimizer, or the adventure pilgrim. This comparison matrix lays out exactly what to expect. Mainstream circuits guarantee high infrastructure, but you deal with high crowds. Underrated circuits drop the crowd levels to near zero, but leave you dealing with highly variable infrastructure. We are going to apply this framework to 5 specific, deeply mysterious locations across India. We will map everything from remote ocean islands to pitch-black, unlit caves. Choosing one of these offbeat temples should not be about chasing internet hype. It is about taking a hard look at your physical limits and matching them to the specific logistical demands of the location. To figure out which location aligns with your capability, we can plot them on this quadrant chart. The horizontal axis measures the physical and logistical effort required, while the vertical axis categorizes the reward: nature, ritual, or lore. Our first category plots right here in the moderate effort, high nature reward quadrant. These are locations that physically integrate mythology with the surrounding environment. Take the island of Diu. Reaching it requires pushing past the heavily developed Somnath coastal route and traveling out to a remote, historic Portuguese port city. The logistical extra step yields a unique payoff. Hidden on the shore are 5 distinct ancient shivlings established during the era of the Pandavas. Because they sit right on the coastline, the rising ocean tides naturally rush in to perform the ritual bathing, the Abhishek, before receding. Over in Guwahati, you find a similar logistical barrier. To reach the Umananda Temple, you have to coordinate a ferry schedule and take a wooden boat across the massive Brahmaputra River to an isolated natural island. Most tourists in the region crowd into the intricate, densely packed Kamakya Temple nearby, leaving Umanand completely peaceful and nearly empty. The myth connecting the two sites is fascinating. Local lore dictates that Parvati traveled from Kamakya through a secret underwater tunnel directly beneath the Brahmaputra to meet Shiva on this quiet island. If you are willing to navigate boat schedules, island terrain, and ocean tides, these locations deliver raw, spiritual solitude. They are built precisely for the scenic seeker. Updating our chart, we plot the next category, granular ritual. This requires very low physical exertion, but pushes to the extreme on the vertical ritual axis. Also located in Guwahati is the Navagraha Temple. Unlike a standard temple with a single small deity, this location features a massive inner sanctum, the Garbhagriha. Inside, there are 9 distinct shivlings, each representing a specific planetary body. The process here is intense. You must purchase a highly specific kit containing 9 different colored cloths and bottles of oil. You then move through the massive room, waiting for individual priests stationed at each distinct planet to guide you through a targeted, customized sequence. There are no sweeping river views or ocean tides here. This site is exclusively for the ritual optimizer, seeking precise astrological problem solving. Our third category plots right here: moderate logistical effort, but peaking at the absolute top of the lore axis. Reaching the Lamgaon Hanuman Temple creates immediate friction. You must travel to the remote Sarguja district in Chhattisgarh, disconnected from premium tourist hubs and infrastructure. The draw here is a bizarre, highly localized phenomenon. Locals say a farmer was guided by a dream to cut a specific tree, revealing a Hanuman idol trapped inside. The idol is said to continuously grow in size, forcing the community to repeatedly break and rebuild the temple's roof to accommodate it. This location lacks visual grandeur. It demands a long journey into central India solely to witness a living myth, appealing strictly to those hunting for deep, unpolished lore. Finally, our chart maps locations that demand maximum physical extraction. We plot the physical gauntlet at the absolute extreme edge of the horizontal effort axis. There is an unnamed Shiva temple in a Madhya Pradesh cave that requires navigating endless flights of stairs. Once inside, there are 0 lights. You descend into a pitch-black tunnel, forced to blindly feel your way along wet, natural stone walls. The psychological friction is heavy. Freezing cold water constantly drips from the unseen ceiling into a central kund. It is a highly claustrophobic, sensory-deprived environment. Similarly, if you take the ancient original route at Shiv Khori, you are essentially spelunking. You have to lay flat and pull yourself through a dark, painfully narrow rocky tunnel by a thick rope while dealing with restricted oxygen. The payoff for enduring this gauntlet is significant. Inside the Shiv Khori cave, you find natural trishul marks etched into the rock, milk dripping directly from the stone, and the exact mythological spot where Lord Shiva hid from the demon Bhasmasur. The spiritual atmosphere here is undeniably potent. But these extreme physical demands strictly exclude the elderly, the claustrophobic, or anyone looking for a casual weekend trip. To make sure you do not walk into a logistical trap, follow this decision flowchart. Starting at the top, what is your primary spiritual priority? Path A. If your priority is peace, ocean tides, and scenic isolation, bypass the heavily paved routes and book travel to Diu or Umanand. Path B. If you need to execute specific astrological rituals through a guided step-by-step process, allocate your time exclusively to Navagraha. Path C. If you want raw, ancient energy inside dark, unlit caves, you must pass a strict physical constraint check regarding mobility and claustrophobia. If you pass the check, attempt the unnamed Madhya Pradesh cave or the inner Shiv Khori tunnel. If you fail the check, stick to the newly paved tourist side routes or the main Vaishno Devi path. You don't have to plan an entire trip around these friction points. You can append them to existing routes. Add an afternoon at Umanand when visiting Kamakhya, or slot Shiv Khori into your Vaishno Devi itinerary. These temples offer an atmosphere that the modern pilgrimage circuit cannot replicate, provided you can manage the physical demands that have kept these sites uncrowded for generations.